On today's episode of Anime Afterthought, The Rising of a Shield Hero, Season 2, Episode 7, Infinite Labyrinth. Oh my god, I never thought I'd see the day to witness the return of little Raphtalia. So cute. But holy shit, today's episode was a fucking banger. Like this shit was really good. I did not see that coming. And especially so, given last week's emotional climax as we see O's self-sacrifice and heartbreaking final moments. So I wasn't sure what to expect going into today's episode, but to not only introduce a hero, but a cardinal hero from another world, Kizuna Kazayama, the hunting hero from Glass's world. Oh my god, I am fucking speechless. This is a giant piece of information to drop on us, but not completely unexpected. I mean, thanks to Glass, Lark, Teresa, and even Kyo, we know the existence of other worlds, and in fact, other heroes. So to learn that those worlds themselves could also have their own cardinal heroes is not completely unfounded. Whether it's a happenstance of luck or destined by fate, the first new person Naofumi in the group meets just happens to be a cardinal hero of another world. Thank God for interdimensional labyrinth prisons, I guess? That in itself is such an interesting concept, that this interdimensional prison type labyrinth exists. I wonder if it's actually a space in between these two worlds, and whether it's the labyrinth itself or some kind of outside manipulation. The world itself and its inhabitants seem kinda buggy. Makes me wonder if this is by design or because of outside interference, i.e. through Ost. Remember, one cardinal hero shouldn't be here, let alone two. But I loved how the story was able to utilize that Naofumi was able to manipulate these bugs, these exploits, and what I believe is one of those super seeds from the previous world to break through this dimension and enter Glass's world. I think the reason why I'm so giddy about today's episode is, to me, it's almost perfect. From the introduction of this new world to the introduction of a new hero to uncovering her backstory and how she actually is already intertwined with Naofumi and the others, as well as the relatability to Naofumi himself being a summoned hero from Japan, all the meanwhile having this ever looming presence of a ticking clock. Not only do we need to find Philo, who is mysteriously absent, but we have to stop Kyo and where the fuck he's up to. It's just a perfectly paced episode. I fucking love it so much. Now here's where I want to get a little subjective in today's video. Now, I don't know the author, I don't know what they're thinking, but there's enough here to infer, and I want to put out a little theory. It is common knowledge that Naofumi has shut himself off to the rest of the world, but there has been instances in this series so far that little by little he is regaining a sense of self, with Raphtalia, Philo, and the latest being Ost. With the inevitable conflict between Kyo and Naofumi reaching its climax, when the moment came to unleash his rage, the curse shield, his wrath, he was unable. Reminiscent of the times he spent with Ost, it seems he had lacked the hatred needed for that definitive blow. And as short as it was, it seemed the time spent with Ost was representative of something, hope, or more akin to joy. I'm leaning towards the latter because it's the antithesis of anger. So when confronted with the realization that Kizuna is not only a cardinal hero, but is friends with Glass's group, through whose own admission is the survival of their worlds, thus the destruction of Raphtalia's, another hurdle has been set. And this time, it's possibly the biggest when dealing with Naofumi's disposition: doubt. With the events of episode 1 being so intense that they fundamentally changed Naofumi, it's only reasonable that he would be suspicious, skeptical, and apprehensive about everyone he meets. But so far, Kizuna seems to be an open book, lacking any other ulterior motives than wanting to rejoin her friends and not be alone. Hell, even her cardinal weapon can't hurt other humans. So if Ost was a symbol of joy, could Kizuna be the embodiment of trust? Is she another step in a long line of Naofumi regaining his humanity? Or is this me merely over contemplating the situation or projecting? I don't know. know, but it's fun to think. Overall, I love today's episode. The introduction of Kizuna, the journey to another world, the labyrinth itself, missing Philo, the rush to find Kyo. All of this while starting over from square one. Upon entering this new world, everyone has reverted back to level 1, and even Raphtalia has taken on that low-level childlike appearance that beastmen have, which leads credence to the possibility that Philo herself has regressed back to your generic Philolial or even an egg, which is a scary thought. And even more to the point, if this is happening to our main heroes, what about Glass, Lark, and Teresia? Upon entering Raphtalia's world, did they too revert back to level 1? Is this another reason they were at the Chimera Archipelago? You know, besides trying to end Raphtalia's world, definitely makes it think, don't it? They are definitely stepping up the second half of this season. But what did you guys think? Do you hate it? Do you love it? Do you want some more of it? I do, so with more Rising of the Shield Hero next week, I honestly cannot wait for future episodes.